What is going on, wrestling fans? Another week in the world of professional wrestling, and
Pause
welcome
that.
to
Pause that.
episode.
Pause it 1 second.
What?
Wait, wait. Okay, I just have you. That's it. You're the only one on the screen right now. You could
So
still,
that sounds like a
still, you
personal
could, you
problem.
could still run it. I'm gonna set it up as you run it.
Okay, so we're good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go. I'm gonna set it up while you run it.
All right. What is up, guys? Wrestling fans all over. We have had an interesting week in the world of professional wrestling, both inside and out of the WWE. Welcome to episode 8 of the Shed Podcast. I'm yours truly, Just Bill Different, Cody Hawkins, joined as always by the two homies in attendance here, Cajun Daddy Chucky Jimmy Fusho.
Yep. And you do
and
have the, you do have the pointers right.
Okay, good. There we go. At least I got it this time. But yeah, we have an interesting week in professional wrestling, both inside and out. And we're going to start off with the news around the wrestling world. Last night, Maple Leaf Pro started their 2-night event for their first ever pay-per-view. I think it was via Trilla TV. So this was really a really good show, honestly. The first night was a action-packed, literally, card. Started off with Josh Alexander, El Fantasmo, and Stu Grayson tagging up against Rocky Romero, Trevor Lee, and Alex Zane. This was a great 6-man tag. Alexander, Fantasmo, and Grayson got the win. Bret Hart, after that match, Bret Hart came out to the ring, narrated a video package on Maple Leaf Pro's past and potential future. Let's see. Next up, QT Marshall, managed ringside by Harley Cameron, defeats Bhupinder Gujjar, which was one of a very well-known Saudi Arabian wrestler. If y'all don't know who he is, please look him up on YouTube here. He's an outstanding worker. He's got great in-ring skill. His ring awareness is awesome.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Cody. Sorry, folks, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties that we're trying to work out right now. That's what Justin's doing right now.
Y'all bear with. Also, Kylie Ray took on Taylor Rising, getting a win. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships were contested last night in this show. Kushida and Kevin Knight won a fatal 4-way against El Reverso, Aiden Prince, the team of Brett Banks and Johnny Swinger, and then the other team of Rogue Squadron, which is Shelton Jean and Robert Rio. Kushida and Kevin Knight win the match and become, what number was it? I think I lost track on how many times the championship has changed hands, but they get the win, they get the titles. A tables match between Bully Ray and Raj Desi, otherwise remembered in the WWE as Jinder Mahal. Bully Ray does win the tables match with the help of QT Marshall. That's basically going to be pushing on to night 2, which is tonight. Giselle Shaw faced Miyu Yamashita from Tokyo Joshi. Had a banger of a match. I watched this whole show with the guys from WGS TV. Shout out Double B Billy Boudreaux. Shout out Ashley. Shout out Lance Moss. It was a great night of wrestling. Miyu Yamashita ends up losing this match to Giselle Shaw, which gives her an opportunity to face Athena for the ROH Women's World Championship tonight. Konosuke Takeshita had a one-on-one match with Speedball Mike Bailey. This was a great match. I loved every lick of it. Konosuke is breaking out of that shell, and now that he's AEW International Champion, which he's also defending again tonight. Let's see. Then the PWA Champions Grail, Rohan Raja defeats Jake something in a singles match for there. Now, night 2, which is tonight, which should be starting pretty soon, Bully Ray and QT Marshall are going to tag up against Rouse Desi, or, freaking Jinder Mahal, against Bhupinder Gujjar, which is the guy who won from last night. That's going to be a good tag match there. There's going to be a 6-pack challenge with Jake something, Trevor Lee, formerly known as homeboy from NXT. That fella. Yeah. He's there. Stu Grayson, Sheldon Jean, Mike Rollins, and Alex Zane. That's going to be a very hybrid match, if I do say so myself. The QPW Qatar Championship, Cassie Alley faces El Reverso. The TNA X Division champion, Mike Bailey, will face El Phantasmo. Athena and Giselle Shaw for the ROH Women's Championship. Athena defending in this match. And then Konosuke Takeshita is facing Josh Alexander for the AEW International Championship. And in other news, Cardiff hosted the debut for the Autumn UK Tour for WWE. For the first time since August, Shinsuke Nakamura faced LA Knight for the WWE United States Championship, losing to LA Knight. This was the house show.
I must say it was a house show.
That was a house show.
Well, you know what the house shows do. House shows are basically trying to see how the crowd reacts and see what they think about it. Everybody's been wanting Shinsuke Nakamura back, and now we're seeing it.
Now, Nakamura did have this match. He is his next major match is scheduled for January 1st against Oka Sasaki at the Budokan Hall in Tokyo, Japan.
I'm pretty sure that Nakamura is happy being back in Japan and wrestling up there.
Oh, it's great because his match was facing Muda for his Muda's retirement match.
Because if you think about, Nakamura, whenever he was in WWE, and he still is, but whenever he was on Raw, and those anime-based style promos were freaking amazing.
Yeah, they were great. I loved it. Also, this past Monday, Zack Sabre Jr., the winner of this year's G1 Climax, defeats Tetsuya Naito to become the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. This was a huge match for Zack Sabre Jr. He went through hell in a handbasket for the tournament for the G1. Did an outstanding job throughout. The dude, he may look small, he may not look significant, but the dude is probably one of the best, like, pound for pound technical wrestlers of his weight class in professional wrestling. Now, with thinking about that, Bryan Danielson, he did say he wanted his last match, official retirement match from professional wrestling, to be against said Zack Sabre Jr. Now, this was said in an interview on Fightful with Sean Ross Sapp, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Denise Salcedo was also with him on this episode. He's basically said that if he had to pick somebody for his very, very last match in professional wrestling, not in AEW, not anywhere, but go to New Japan and face Zack Sabre Jr. one more time, which is that awesome match. Make no mistake.
I really don't like the NJPW World Heavyweight title. I was never a fan of the new one whenever they introduced it. It felt very, very kind of, per se, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger style compared to their original title. I love the OG NJPW World title.
The bigger belt, yeah.
Yeah.
But I also miss I like their
I saw their new title. It kind of gives me like a Divas title feel to it with the butterfly.
Yeah, well, those are Eagle Wings. That's to pay homage to one of the first championships because they used what they did. To me, I just feel like they threw all this information into ChatGPT and there's a championship belt. Boom. But at the same time, they were thinking about all the previous generations of the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It has evolved so much through the decades that the title that you see now is basically a culmination of all five. I think it's like 4 or 5 different renditions of the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. But I will agree, the title before this one was the best. It had all the names, sides. Your biggest title reigns had the nameplates of those wrestlers on the sides of the main plate, and that to me, I kind of, it's like the Heritage Cup. You'll have a name, like your list of names. It's kind of like, if y'all have like a rivalry game and y'all have a trophy for that rivalry game, you have a plate for each time a certain team won it, from this year to this year. It's really nice to pay homage to the ones that came before you, which helped make the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship such a significant title in professional wrestling. And needless to say, some people love the new look. Some people hate the new look. Some people say, hey, go back to the last generation.
I'm a fan of it.
Stick with that one. look, I'm all about change. And I'm all about progress. You know, just let them do, man. Just let it grow on you.
Look,
A
it's been growing on me for what, 3 years now? I think they've had this title.
couple of years now, and also the women's championship was like what introduced what last year or so.
Yeah, three. It's been 3 years since they've introduced the new title, and it still has not been able to grow on me.
Yeah, we'll be able to.
I'm
And
100%
hopefully we
down.
get
I'll be tired as a mofo, but I'm down.
and if you want to get some sleep, me and Justin can do the live for it, man. If you need,
Hey,
my man.
I'm
You,
here for the podcast. Whenever I signed up for it, I knew what I was signing up for.
Did you just say
So
the
I'm here for
podcast?
people.
hey,
You sound
it's
like Eric
not a
Cartman.
problem to miss an episode because look, me and Justin, we got this shit. Hey, brother, if
Well,
you're
no,
too tired,
if he comes, like he said, he can.
okay,
We're only going to be doing the podcast for an hour. If he comes, he can
right,
knock out that hour, and while we're watching the pay per view, he can sleep.
you can go crash on the living room couch. Just
Living room, you better sleep right there on our couches with us. I might cuddle with him.
all right,
You big
y'all.
old fluffy teddy bear. I'll sleep on top of you. Be my pillow.
Me and a pair of scissors.
All
He wakes
right,
up
that's
with no
it.
beard. I wake up with no hair.
All right, so that's for the news from around the world in professional wrestling, and let's get cracking down with Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
This was a
Oh, you didn't read all the news from professional wrestling throughout?
Yeah, we did.
the list you sent in the chat.
Yes.
I ignore those. I ain't gonna lie.
I knew I was missing something because I think I tore a page out by accident.
Oh, what's up? Got somebody from Canada watching.
But yeah,
Hey, congratulations on the new promotion you guys got out there in Canada, man.
hey, Maple Leaf Pro was a fire show. I watched it last night. It was a great show, and tonight is night 2 of that Maple Leaf 2-night event. Look, Scott D'Amore's got a tight ship, man. I like the program. I like it. And with Ronaldo back on commentary with Don Callis, that's a good pair.
Well, I mean, look, if Scott D'Amore brings to Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling what he had done for Impact Wrestling, it is the sky's the limit for that promotion.
And then in the middle of the matches, they were airing promos from both Ring of Honor, with Athena being the ROH Women's World Champion, then also the Qatar Championship. That's from out in the Middle East.
I'm upset.
You know, and then you have.
Why are you upset?
You remember how I told you a while back that I didn't want to have to keep unplugging and plugging and keep up and all that with the equipment?
Yeah.
That's why you can see it when you go back and watch the podcast. My voice keeps knocking out because the mixer keeps coming unplugged because the wire in the back is so loose from plugging and unplugging. I'm gonna have to order another mixer. It was only $50, but I'm gonna have to order. I'm gonna order another one. I'm gonna order another one. And
let's get the news from around pro wrestling going, and then we'll jump into Raw.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'll tell you what to do.
Yeah, all right. I'm too tired to argue.
It's daddy.
Jimmy, go ahead and go.
Go ahead with your news.
Let's see what you pulled in, my bro.
This just saying you're not a virgin anymore. Are you gonna read it or what?
I'm waiting on him. I can't. I got my freaking. I don't have my computer running right now.
Okay, well, we're just gonna skip it then. Wait.
Yeah,
he's the mouthpiece, not me. I'm just a good-looking, sexy, bearded man.
All right, I got it right here. Shane McMahon may indeed be working with AEW soon as possible as part of the BCC.
Yeah.
Rumor began circulating a Brock return to WWE. This seems to be due to Shane pitching the idea to bring Lesnar to AEW, which I don't see it on here on your list, but they're also talking about AJ Lee returning too.
So the Brock Lesnar situation, I can kind of see that happening.
Well, yeah, because you're literally threatening the company.
Just recently, I think it was this past month, they just added Brock Lesnar back to WWE roster page.
That bargaining chip.
Part of Seth Owens. What the fuck? As part of Seth Rollins' new deal, including his own tour bus, as with some other stars like Cody and Orton.
Yeah.
Mercedes Moné is being discussed more and more throughout the industry as one of the worst returns in investments with AEW.
Okay, confirm.
Tony Storm says, "My chuncha tastes like sweet nectar of gods." I don't know what that. Roman Reigns is making $10 million plus per year based on his
Look at the mercy
downside.
skill,
Still less than what Stone Cold made in his prime.
but he's still killing it right now. Hurt sales. Him, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso.
I'm actually good.
Those
I'm
guys
actually
in LA Knight.
I'm actually excited. I'm reading this because I fell for it. Dave Meltzer reported of The Rock not being at WrestleMania is false. It was like all over the place.
Uncle Dave.
Now, the bloodline with Sami Zayn will face the new bloodline in Survivor Series. Jey Uso may be dropping the title prior to the big match. Actually, we're going to discuss that when it comes. I agree with that. Roman Reigns will wrestle at Crown Jewel. So far, we don't have a match yet for him. The picture with Shane McMahon and the Young Bucks recently was not by mistake. McMahon had an account with a company who had private airports, who have private planes all across the country. Tony Khan has the same deal for his top talent, including Mercedes Moné. The pick was merely an attempt to create buzz with AEW. And the last one, WWE is trying to do a PLE in Rome, possibly named Crash at the Coliseum.
Rome,
and
Italy.
They're trying to, they actually posted today that they're pushing for another event in Australia.
Nah, another one in what, Perth or Sydney? Perth, Australia.
So here's the thing is with those news, like, if it is true what they're giving to Seth Rollins, I kind of see Becky Lynch coming back. If they give Seth Rollins a tour bus, that then gives Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins a tour bus, the home for their daughter to actually, and she's homeschooled. She can do everything from the bus.
Yeah,
pretty much. Like if they put trust me, they put 2 and 2 together. You put Rollins and Becky's.
Wait, I'm gonna
together here. They'll be able to maintain a bus and her and
y'all
their
can't
daughter.
See my camera, but I'm currently showing off the giveaway cup.
Nice.
So whoever wants to.
This giveaway cup, you can get a chance at this by doing 4 things: liking, sharing, subscribing the YouTube Shed Podcast at The Shed Podcast 2024, and join us for November 2nd for Crown Jewel PLE pre-show. And join us in the chat. That's the 4th way to do it. You join us in the chat and you put a comment saying, hi, hello, how you doing? Reacting to what we're bringing up. Your name will go in the drawing on the prize wheel for a chance to win this cup.
And James, if you are still in here, we will even ship it to you in Canada.
Yep. If you are anywhere around the world.
Because it shows any support is good support.
Yeah, exactly. All
right.
We're giving to our followers, our members, the love that you guys are giving us.
What's the update with Jennifer, the last winner? Are we shipping that out? Did you get her information?
Yeah, I just got her address and I'm about to mail it out Tuesday.
Well, just let us know how much it costs. That way we can send you some money.
Yeah, because for me to deliver 2 shirts to a fan, like the shirt, my gimmick shirts, costing me like freaking $12.
Yeah, it's about right.
2-day standard ground shipping.
That's why I mailed 3 cups to California and it cost me $12.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all, really. Because it's like you gotta reach a certain weight.
Who has Raw stuff?
I do. I have it here. So Monday Night Raw pre-taped at the Enterprise Center in St.
That's why I didn't watch it, because I knew the results already. That's why I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Everybody, the spoilers on the internet already, yada yada. This heard your sister's ass. I really don't care. I'll still watch the show to where I can give my notes and thoughts on this situation. So Rhea Ripley opens up the show for Monday Night Raw. Basically talking to Matt. She's not done with Liv Morgan. She's not done with Raquel Rodriguez. Tiffany Stratton ends up interrupting, warning Rhea that if she doesn't mind her business, that she'll have a very big problem in the form of Nia Jax. So in the middle of that face-off, Liv and Raquel attacks Rhea and Tiffany. Dude, the boot that Raquel gave to Rhea fell on Tiffany's heel, the back of her head.
I was about to say that. I saw that clip.
Heel.
That clip was crazy.
She was writhing in pain. Like, you seen her body just whoop.
Dude, like, on it.
Like,
I'm just saying, thank God it was the...
Great pump.
Thank
kick.
goodness it was the foot part of the heel, not the actual spike of the heel.
Oh, bro, that would have. Oh, yeah, she'd have been done. She'd have been Dunsky. That's what you
So
get.
whenever I was watching that promo, I'm trying to get her name right now. Whenever I was watching that promo, all I could think about was if you guys have watched the show Wednesday on Netflix,
Right.
that's all I thought about was Rhea Ripley has Wednesday, and they have the other character that wears nothing but pink.
Oh boy, the little
I
dark.
was like, oh,
So
we got this little Netflix collab right here.
So then after that came the vignette for the Women's World Tag Team Championships versus Damage Control. Bianca and Jade, they're basically, they're making their statement in the WWE for the WWE Women's Tag Division. They want to represent the company, and it's going to take a hell of a fight before they let them go again. So Damage Control is up for a huge challenge
Is
here.
it bad to say that the Women's World Tag Team titles are being defended more than the Raw and
facts.
SmackDown World Tag Team titles?
It's facts.
Mhm.
It's facts.
Right? I already know.
Yep.
So
like we sat here before the podcast was even created, and we sat there and talked so much mess about the women's tag team titles, how irrelevant, how they need to go ahead and eliminate the one on NXT, and they just need to go ahead and just make it a 3-brand show because the main Raw and main SmackDown titles need to be and it's the opposite direction. They went the complete direction.
Yep.
Right. They've been defending in every show. They've defended at Raw, defended at SmackDown, they've defended it.
And this all plays into the same thing for weeks that I complain about on the PLEs, on the weekly podcast, that the tag team titles should not be involved in factions that are involved in main storyline booking. Because if you do, you sit there and get washed away.
It locks them in place, and that's where they,
kick the can.
Pretty much. That's the kick the can championships right now of the WWE.
You're not even kicking the can. The can's staying still. The can ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, it's just, it's like whenever you top a golf ball, it just bounces straight up and down. It doesn't even fly off, You just top
it's just right there. Like we're staring at the can. We're all that meme. We all have a stick poking the can. Go do something. Can you do something?
Like, I'm gonna kick it. You need to kick harder. And not underneath it.
Hey, Heather.
But what's up? Needless to say, this was a good match between Bianca and Jade and Damage Control. It was a steady pace to start off. First few minutes, after it comes back from commercial, the pace picks up. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson from Metal 4 from NXT also were ringside watching this match ensue. Bianca retains her team, retains for the team via KOD and a pinfall. And then after that started the face.
No, we don't. No, we can't do that, sir. You can't sit there and say that she won from a KOD whenever she did, and not mention the interference that was caused.
There was plenty of interference.
Legend and Jackson attack Sky at ringside, allowing Belair to hit the Sky with the KOD to win.
You got that. Now you got to make sure you put that key info, because that's going to be key info for the next. I guarantee you're going to have Damage Control versus them next, or you might even have Crown Jewel, you might have Damage Control, you might have Bianca and Jade Cargill and them in a triple threat women's world tag team title match at Crown Jewel.
Yep. There we go. So,
we got to see the return finally of the War Raiders. What were they called before?
Was a great return. But
whenever they came out as the Viking Raiders, I'm like, yay, Viking Raiders, woo! But whenever they came out as the War Raiders, like, there's such a difference whenever you have the actual name. The Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders. Like, you can't, but whenever you have someone with that authority, that voice,
the whole Viking thing,
Raiders
fire a bit. Which is why they should have never averted away from the War Raiders to begin with, in my opinion. They were a great tag team still. Raymond Rowe, my boy. One of my favorites of that.
That boy can do some magic.
Oh, he can get it. Now that he's back from injury, and he looked great in this match. But before that, Finn Balor and JD were talking to Adam Pearce backstage. You know, Finn still isn't done with Damian Priest, even though Adam Pearce said, "Au contraire, mon frère, your business is done." You know, so y'all need to start worrying about those tag team championships, and you've only defended one time. So Adam Pearce says basically he's created a tournament to determine who is next to face Finn and JD for the WWE World Tag Team.
Why Alpha Academy? Like, that's weird.
Now look.
Okay, here's the thing. The Alpha Academy situation, I don't like the Alpha Academy name because I think they need to change the name, change something with that.
Yeah.
Simply because
the Academy?
Alpha Academy, you think Chad Gable.
Yeah.
How about just the Academy?
Yeah.
You know what they need to do?
Alpha out.
Take out bring back Heavy Machinery.
Or Beta Academy.
I agree. All right. Go up to the next one.
Next thing was the American Made promo, a little vignette.
What was up with the promo between Cody Rhodes and Gunther?
I'm actually going to get to that one in a sec. But there was also a Braun Breaker promo explaining himself for what he did last week to Jey Uso.
I did it for The Rock.
I did it for the people.
Bronson Reed backstage with Adam Pearce concerning, you know, hey, ever since I've been back, I've been making a name for myself by taking out some of the biggest guys and biggest names on the roster.
Wait, you're talking about the Bronson Reed interview thing he did?
Yeah, it was good.
That was intense.
Okay.
That was intense.
Okay, so that was intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a problem. There's a Bronson Reed problem. Now, I see Bronson Reed as what he is. A dominant wrestler, dominant man. However, whenever you dominate so strong out the gate, whenever your foot's on the gas pedal so hard, and then you get to this one spot, is that gas pedal going to stay down, or is he going to lose that momentum and people are just going to kind of drift away from him? And he's going to get lost in the shuffle again.
With Seth Rollins being back, that's another like 2 or 3 month storyline. That can be established by the, you know, they can end their stuff probably after Survivor Series.
Yeah.
You know, it's only a few month program, but it's going to give Bronson Reed enough opportunity with camera time and, you know, what they're going to do whenever it comes to the future.
And then he's going to be facing off with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is the company man. Will they allow Bronson Reed to get a clean, dominant win over Seth Rollins? Or are you going to have the babyface triumph over this big, massive beast and throw him back into the world title picture against Gunther?
Right. Well, see, and that's where creative comes in. Now that, but because also you got to think Braun Strowman's out with injury. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks. You know,
see, with WWE, they're good at creating what we want. However, they tend to have this problem in the Daddy H era where he gives us what we want. But the problem is that he gets painted into a corner.
Pretty much.
What he does so well.
Agree with that
but then he gets that corner painted in.
Like, somebody is going to have to get painted into a corner a few times in their career. It's what they do with the opportunities given that will determine on if creative's going to pivot. You know, and put them back in the main spotlight. That's how professional wrestling works. You know, you start off, you know, greener than a pepper tree. With your time and your experience, the people who you work with, and the more experience you gain throughout being on live television, even road shows. Road shows is just to keep the rust off.
Yeah,
you know,
and like how stop road shows or slow them down.
Yeah, but there's
well, they plan on slowing down some of the road shows, which I'm happy they're doing.
They're slowing down because that's also going to keep their superstars healthier and prevent them from getting injured as often. You know, because I mean, look, just lost Dragunov. Dragunov got an ACL or he had a knee ligament. Yeah, Strowman hurt himself in the last standing match. AJ just re-aggravated his ankle. You know, we're starting. We got some people that have been getting hurt, but not to mention we've also been having a few that have been coming back from injury. Thus, the first round of the WWE Tag Team Championship #1 contendership tournament was Alpha Academy with Tozawa and Otis being managed by Maxine Dupree, and then the return of the War Raiders. This was a pretty quick match, to say the least. War Raiders advance.
Sure.
So, who's next? We're going to find out tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. But
So, I saw the tweet from Xavier Woods, and I am not happy at all with what they're doing right now. I understand it in the aspect of storytelling. It's long-term storytelling. I understand that. You have Kofi and Xavier Woods versus freaking AOP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the long-term story at the same time, throwing back into the storyline where you're gonna have Karrion Kross. Well, you already have Xavier Woods. He's in this mindset of where he's going to be turning heel, and we already know that you're planting the seed in our head. We know it, we see it, we feel it coming, and then you're going to put them with AOP and Karrion Kross. New Day's not going to win this match. Something's going to happen that's going to cause Xavier Woods is going to get tossed the title by Kofi, or Xavier Wood might get laid out by accident by Kofi, and then you're gonna have freaking Karrion Kross be like, "See, I told you, he's always trying to keep you down."
Yeah.
I feel like what they're doing right here is trying to set some of the mid-carders on cruise control for a bit. You know, like in the storylines, like not necessarily a kick the can, but cruise controlling there to where
I really don't want them to go in that manner, because you're already building this Karrion Kross aspect with The Miz. So you're going to go from one to the other?
Already. It's a podcast.
Huh?
I watched him yawn. I done yawn 3 times every time. I don't yawn all day until we start
I
recording.
So just bringing it up. But, you know, they had Seth Rollins and Adam Pearce backstage, also concerning his situations with Bronson Reed, you know, saying, hey, look, I want this guy. This guy has got some receipts with his name on it, and I'm ready to cash him in on Bronson Reed. You know, that's basically what that backstage, you know, talk was with Adam Pearce. Later on, moving on into the show, Cody Rhodes came out with an in-ring promo with Gunther leading up to the Crown Jewel match. Your undisputed WWE champion and your World Heavyweight champion.
Got a nice close-up of that belt. That dude, that's beauty.
It's clean. It's a nice belt.
Just the way they're presenting it, like with security guards and a big old case, like you're making it think. Well, I'm not gonna say making it, because it probably is. It probably is a multi-million-dollar belt. It looks like it. I mean, it comes from Saudi Arabia.
What was it, like 40 carats of jewelry?
Yeah, that belt is awesome.
It's still up.
I could be one of the few people in this aspect in this field, but I didn't like the promo.
Me neither.
Yeah, it could have been done a little bit better, but I think Cody kind of like bounced back from that on Friday Night SmackDowns, which I'm gonna talk about later.
I think that Cody missed out, but Cody's a babyface. Cody missed out on a key kind of like jab moment in that promo whenever Gunther called him the second champion.
Mm-hmm.
There was an easy jab right there. Sir, they created this title because nobody could beat Roman Reigns, but I did. So you're basically the secondary champion.
Yeah, but if you notice in Seth's interview with Adam, it's starting to bring it up a little bit more. I beaten a beast. I beaten this. So he's like, they're kind of
he beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, they're low key kind of putting Lesnar back into the storyline a little bit more and more.
Right,
which is gonna suck.
Yeah, I don't think Lesnar's coming back.
They'll bring Lesnar back for Netflix because for the views.
I know we already did the weekend news, whatever, but I did read that Hornswoggle actually signed a new Legends deal.
Yeah, he got a Legends. That was pretty cool, though.
God dang, Vincent's bastard son.
And I heard something about the Dudleys are supposed to come back and go on NXT. They got something about, they said, he tweeted Devon that these people need to go through a table or something. So, could the Dudleys come back and win another tag titles?
Now, I don't know. Honestly, But after the Cody and Gunther promo, there was a New Day, the New Day drama with Xavier Woods and Kofi. You know, all that whatnot, such with the Final Testament, and Xavier starting to finally start to see what the hell's going on here in his point of view. So, which carries on to the match with Kofi Kingston and Braun Breaker. Mostly a dominant match from Breaker. Kofi did have his signature comebacks. It was a decently laid out match, but Breaker went, which was a fucking spear. Solid, dominant, and powerful win for Braun Breaker. Jey Uso, but it's his retribution after the match.
Yep.
But
we again see the Xavier Woods situation.
Yep.
Xavier Woods helping out Kofi. Xavier Woods about to get that beat down, and then here comes Jey Uso. Which, guys, I as a wrestling fan, we've all seen this for years. Dude, you're gonna sit there and hit your music to come out and then whoop somebody down. Just surprise them. Or I just love whenever the music hits and they just all come out all slow, like, oh, here I come, here I come, here I come.
That's true. You got a point.
They're kind of blurring that line of reality, with the characters and their gestures and their movements and their emotions.
Look, all I'm saying is, look, if I'm getting beat down in the ring, if Big Braun Breaker's beating me down in the ring, sir, don't play your music. Don't come all slow. I need my ribs. I need to be breathing by the end of the night. Come save me.
And then I know that
the only reason you should be hitting is for a return.
And I know anybody and everybody saw it coming as soon as this happened. When Uso was in the back, headed to the back, who did he find in his dressing room?
Jimmy Uso.
On his brother.
Oh!
Listen, that storyline right there, just between them two, it brought me back into the Bloodline storyline right now.
Now Jimmy's trying to find Jay, and they end up meeting up again after Jay's.
And he actually dabbed Cody Rhodes and said, "You the man, like you the champ, you earned it." Out of all the shit that he did.
Now, Jimmy basically.
We have a special guest coming, guys. So just to let you know, I have a special guest coming in.
Okay, so Jay pretty much ends up telling Jimmy to just stay away, dude. Back off.
Yeah.
Moving on to the tag team match, which was the main event with Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
You forgot one. Or did you just R-Truth defeat
Truth wins via the devastating roll-up pin. The final was ringside.
The fruit roll-up.
And then as soon as that was over, the Final Testament ended up being ringside, Miz hitting Truth with the skull-crushing finale.
Oh, yeah.
What I love is the pure dumbfoundness of R-Truth about the whole situation.
I love it. The innocence,
like he's getting his ass beat every week, but he's like still thinks that Miz is his friend.
Like, I love it because it's so R-Truth and it keeps it interesting. It keeps it popping.
CTE is an issue, people.
I do find this weird. Like Cody was about to jump to it, the main event. I found it weird that Rhea Ripley tagged with Tiffany Stratton of all people.
Well, I mean, look, hey,
that's yin and yang. That is night and day. That is black and white. That is black.
There has been very notable dysfunctionally functional tag teams in WWE. I mean, look, Matt Hardy and MVP. Who would have thought they would have made a great team and be,
No. If we're going to talk about dysfunctional weird teams, I want to say it's Matt. I'm about to pull this one out of my head. Matt Hardy and I think it's Tamanka or something like that.
Tamanka.
Oh, I gotta pull up right quick. Hang on one second. Watch out, baby.
Is he Japanese?
Oh God, hang on.
Wait, you're not talking about Tyson Tomko?
I think so.
Yeah.
Christian's old star, Tyson Tomko?
Yeah, with the goatee, the long goatee.
Yeah, bald head goatee. Basically looked like a bald-headed, God, what's that dude's name? I can't remember his name for nothing in the world now. Sean O'Hare. But bald-headed and a goatee.
I'm about to pull up right now. Let's see. Matt Hardy.
God. Now I'm having a brain fart. Damn it, that's a bummer. But any hoosies. While Jimmy is looking for that. Moving on to NXT for the 15th of October. Tony D'Angelo off the
It's Tanaka, Tatanka.
Tatanka, like WWE
Yeah,
Tatanka.
Matt Hardy and Tanaka. Now that's a weird tag team to pull out the hat.
No. Your tag team would have been Matt Hardy and Pat Tanaka, like ECW Pat Tanaka. That
We're
dude,
just gonna pull some random stuff out the head.
right? Like if anybody is an old school ECW fan like me, Jimmy, and maybe Justin, I'm not sure if you,
Not really too much old school.
but I did. I was one of those loyalists. Like
I love
watched every
ECW,
night.
except for watching people. What's his
Beulah
Oh god, he tried murdering so many people.
Like, sorry, Tommy Jimmy, you still have a smoke show for our white buddy.
Oh god, what was his name? He tried killing anybody that he could.
You're not talking about Brian Pillman
Or the one
No.
or the one that
or
Gene Snitsky.
Raven.
He sat there and they had the scaffolding match. New Jack.
Oh, New Jack and Vic Grimes. Oh God, that was a whoo. Vic Grimes almost died that day. 25.
New Jack was a killer.
Yeah, he wanted to kill Vic Grimes, like literally, like throw him 25 feet off the scaffolds through tables, and he bounced off the top rope. That's the only
And
thing.
the man did an interview, and he legit said in the interview, "Oh, I wanted to kill him." What?
I want to kill him. Oh,
Did you just confess to
if anybody
attempted murder?
Side of the Ring documentary on New Jack, he says it right there too. He wanted to kill Vic Grimes. But moving forward, for Tony starting off the show with a victory lap after beating Oba Femi last week for the NXT North American Championship.
So good.
Oba Femi ends up interrupting this victory lap and demands a rematch. Now, this rematch, the family, which D'Angelo's people, will be barred from ringside, and so
definitely James New Jack is that's who we're talking about, and yeah, I mean that dude was scary.
That was I don't think that was ECW. That was somewhere up north though, like near like ECW territory back in the day. Let's see. Oba did spin the wheel that's going to be coming up for Halloween Havoc. The result: tables, ladders, and scares match will be the match that will decide that championship match between champion Tony D'Angelo and challenger Oba Femi.
Tables, ladders, and scares. Is that hinting at a Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and Devon and Bubba Dudley?
Maybe.
Oh,
probably not.
Don't.
I think the Hardys are going to finish their career in TNA.
Don't fuck it up, please. So, also, following that was the NXT national television debut of Stephanie Vaquer taking on Ren Sinclair from the No Quarter Catch crew. This was an awesome match for me. I liked it. Vaquer wins the neck breaker bomb.
Look, whenever it comes to Stephanie Vasquez, I'm just saying, sweetheart, I love your mama, but you might have a new stepmommy.
Wow. Stephanie Vaquer. Yeah, she's an outstanding luchador. That match, after Vaquer gets the win, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez attack Vaquer. Julia runs in to make the save. Clears house.
That's a very interesting international theme tag team.
Right. Now,
because you got two different styles that mix so well together.
Now, Vaquer and Julia have faced each other before in Stardom quite a couple times. And they've also faced each other in Vaquer's country in Mexico. I think it might have been for AAA. I don't know if it was AAA or CMLL. But these women are no strangers to each other. So after clearing the ring of Perez and Jade, Julia and Vaquer both grabbed the NXT Women's Championships together. But before that, Vaquer basically said, "You two against us two, Halloween Havoc." So there's an established Halloween Havoc tag team match with Julia and Vaquera versus Perez and Jade. I think this. I mean, they've been moving this story along the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Starting with Julia for the NXT debut on the CW. They started off.
It's not thrown together. It's developed.
Yeah, but I mean, no, I'm talking about like how it's all been thrown together and how everything is falling into place properly. Like it is.
Yes.
It's well established. Make no mistake. You have some of the best women right now on the NXT roster in a tag match for Halloween Havoc. I don't know if they're going to start the show. They might mid-card main event it. I don't know. They might even play main event. You never know.
Go ahead and see what you need.
But at the same time, I look forward to watching Halloween Havoc as it's progressing through NXT. We're going to have ourselves a good set of matches for Halloween Havoc.
You know what I missed? I missed WCW Halloween Havoc and their entrance arena.
Oh, with like the demon coming up the pumpkin.
God, they were so good.
Oh yeah, or with the big inflatable pumpkin, just the pumpkin itself. When they first, and it had the logo like sublimated onto the pumpkin, or they had like projectors reflecting on it. That was like
that
stuff, but that brings up some good memories there.
It does.
After that was the gentleman's duel between Lexis King and Mensa from Meta-4. A good amount of technical work from both of these men. Solid grappling. Lexis wins via a leverage style pin. There were some rules I remember to this gentleman's match. I should have wrote them down, but long story short, this is the old like London prize ring style, wrestling. From back in like the UK style of wrestling, and I really
enjoyed it.
I did too. Surprisingly,
there was a lot of respect in the match.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that because of the fact of it's a gentleman's duel.
Yeah.
There's respect. If your opponent's down, you don't kick them while they're down. You let them get back up and get back to work. That's like the gentleman.
Okay. I'll finish this off. Thank you, love.
Set of rules. Now, with Lexis King winning that, it's going to push him. I see a future North American Championship opportunity from Lexis King.
Yeah.
Just me. He's been getting built up slowly but surely. They're getting comfortable with Lexis King. Even though, yes, he is the son of the late, great Brian Pillman, this, that, and the third. He's been trying to make his own name being in WWE as Lexis King for a reason. It's one thing to live under your dad's shadow, but it's another thing to create your own. And I give Lexis King all the respect in the world here. Much love to you, Pop. But
what you need to do is write that down and send that promo into Lexis King.
Right? I mean, Punk had a chat with him last week for the Chicago, it was the first week, the first Chicago premiere on CW. Him and Punk had some chat backstage, and I'm basically reflecting what Punk said to him. It's like, look, I love what you do. I've got a lot of respect for you, Dad. He's like, look, I'm trying not to be compared to my dad anymore. I'm trying to, mark my own path. Put my own boots in the ground. And I love it. I love it because yes, he's a heel. Yeah, he's kind of eccentric, especially with the red ass chops he got going on there, buddy. But either way, he's a good wrestler. He just needs to get paired with the right people, do the right angle, the right storylines to make his character flourish. And he's doing all right so far. He's been doing good, and I look forward to seeing more from him. I see a North American Championship title opportunity within the next 6 months, maybe even sooner. Now, forward, Lola Vice takes on the returning Nikita Lyons. This was a great match. My first opinion off the first 3 minutes of the match was less taunting, more wrestling. We already know y'all got dump truck back there. There's a whole lot of moving going on in that ring. Now the technicality was great, the strikes were good, the slams were great as well. Good match regardless of the excessive taunting and twerking and all that shit. Nikita does win via a corner bomb or the Lion's Roar. But before that win, Jada Parker hit Lola Vice with a running boot to the on the outside of the ring while Nikita was trying to go after Lola. The referee with his back turned, there that little exchange between Jada Parker and Lola Vice, giving Nikita the opportunity to get the win via the Lion's Roar body press. And welcome back to the Lions. Yeah, I think it's called the Lions.
On the website, I'm reading out everything you just said is like almost word for word of what's on the website.
Seriously?
Except the ending. It says allowing Lions to hit a Vader bomb to score the
win. It's a Vader bomb, but I think they coined it the Lion's Roar.
Yeah.
During the match, I was like that. Stick with it.
Well, yeah, because she's not Vader, obviously. Yeah.
No. I would hope not, because the dreams I have of her, that'd be kind of weird to call her Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's why I said the Lion's Roar. Let's So, once again, welcome back, Nikita Lyons. It's about time. You had surgery on both. She had surgery on both knees, was it?
Yeah.
It was her left, then her right. It's good to see her regardless. Still thick as that is.
That's rough.
But that's not the point. She's one of my favorites, not only because of that, but she's an outstanding striker. She has a martial arts background, super in her ways of fighting and experience. And, even though she hasn't been on TV much because of it, that doesn't mean she's not,
Dad's about to say a few choice words I don't need you to hear, so go on out, baby, okay?
All right.
Oh, yeah. I know you're about to get to to the last match, so I need them to not be in here for this.
All right, well, no, we still got a couple more. Now, Osborne from Chase U versus Ridge Holland. This is another chapter in the storyline of Chase U and Ridge Holland. Coming from after they lost the NXT Tag Team Championships, Ridge Holland just finally had enough and started taking everybody out. Holland wins via that Hangman DDT clutch thing he does. Now, after Holland gets the win, this was, not to shed any light on Osborne here. Great hybrid style wrestler, great impact. He reminds me of how can I say this? Evan Bourne. He's got a certain vigor. He has a vigor in his style of his character that kind of it's like shades of Evan Bourne, and it was a good match overall.
Yeah.
The beatdown ensued after Ridge Holland got the win. Wore him down some more, brought him to the outside, cleared off the announcer's table, was trying to set him up for that same move he finished him off with in the match, and then Andre Chase returns. Was able to get a little bit of fire there, get a couple shots, that boot, clothesline over the top rope to the outside. Referees come in to break it up, but Andre Chase is back in NXT, and I am here for it. And yeah, that was the best entrance that WCW ever had for Halloween Havoc. That was awesome.
I was about to say your webcam went out there, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look at that one.
Push the camera around?
Yeah, he swapped it around to show us his computer screen.
Yeah. But yeah, that entranceway was awesome. Hands down, best WCW entranceway ever.
That one and Bash at the Beach were the only two I ever remember.
Bash at the Beach, Starrcade were good too.
Yeah.
All right, moving forward. Ashanti the Adonis in a singles match against Brooks Jensen, managed by Sean Spears. Now, as we all know, Sean Spears is hurt. He messed his arm up a good little bit. Was it the elbow, the wrist? I'm trying to remember.
I don't watch NXT.
Typical NXT babyface match here. Having to work the hard way to get the babyface pop for Ashanti the Adonis. Krum Petrovic interferes with the bag of the rose petals that, from the rose from last week that he gave her. Brooks Jensen takes this advantage of the distraction, wins via a Tower of London style DDT. It's just another step in the path for Brooks Jensen. That'd be another person I see Jensen potentially I say Shawn Spears turns on Brooks Jensen. Brooks realizes he was a fool all this time, goes against Shawn Spears and gets a win over him in a few months. Putting him over
Look,
as face. But we're working on a Shawn.
I feel like they're building the next per se talent for the next new NXT.
Yeah,
because look, you got.
I was about to say that's the whole
which I'm
point of
perfectly
NXT.
fine with.
Yeah, because the
Build
job of the veteran is to push the future. You're already there. You've established yourself. Your name alone gets over. Now, it's your job as an in-ring veteran for as long as you've had in the game, of the thousands of matches you've had in your entire career. Now it's time to give back. And this is what I'm going to be doing as of next week on the 26th. I will be returning to Silsbee, Texas for Sadistic Wrestling Federation. I don't know what's going to happen right now. I do know that I am there for the next 8 months to a year. We're going to be running on the last Saturday of every month. So, looking forward to getting this rust knocked off. Get my Louisiana return back up and cooking. But, be that as it may, the main event, the triple threat match, Javon Evans, Wesley, and Ethan Page.
that main event. I'm sorry. I don't care. I know there's kids might be watching. What in the flying fuck was that main event?
It was a spot monkey.
It was a spot monkey full of bullshit with the wrong person fucking winning. I am so fucking sorry. I don't fucking truthfully believe Ethan Page should fucking win that goddamn fucking match. You have two other fucking people. That's perfectly fine. He just lost the title to Trick. Why are we doing if you're gonna fucking give the match to back to fucking Ethan Page, just put him in the match together.
And then Javon Evans losing 2 matches back to back. He lost last week.
Javon Evans should have won that. I'm sorry. Wes, yes, I can see Wes winning. He's phenomenal. But I'm sorry. I'm with Javon. He's so fucking good in that ring.
He's so good.
I don't care.
About it that deserves 8 F-bombs.
That boy's bouncy.
I was sitting here counting.
That man is so good in that ring.
He's good.
You're gonna give Ethan Page.
Now, before Javon Evans was on the NXT roster, if any of you guys are fans of this wrestler, check out Deadlock Pro Wrestling. This is where
I've watched his stuff on Indies. I've YouTubed him. So whenever I sit there and I see new NXT people, I go on YouTube. I look up their independent matches.
Right.
And this man,
looking like
he is a replay machine with what he does.
He's a living highlight reel.
For him and Trick to have a match together, the amount...
No. Tag them together, dude. Have them tag together.
There's so much potential with that.
Oh, man, it's nuts. The sky's the limit if you put those two together in a ring, whether it's against each other or tagging together. Javon Evans and Trick Williams, bro, that is going to be nuts. Now, this was a very high-paced match, guys. Like, Page controlled the pace of this match after the sporadic, what I like to call monkey spots, circus spots. All this agility, all these athletics, even though it did make sense. But once Page stepped in and set the pace and slowed them down to make them understand, hey, we're trying to make this work out here. It's a triple threat match. We've gone 25 minutes. Let's get to the chase. Page does steal a pin from Javon Evans. Javon hits that double bounce corkscrew splash on Wes Lee out of nowhere. Good hustle, by the way, Ethan Page, to hook him for that cradle pin, getting him off of Wes Lee to get that. Now Page, yes, the new number 1 contender. Trick Williams comes out with the NXT Championship in tow.
I can't stand Ethan Page. That box wearing, shorts, grass cutting, English teacher looking mofo, not outside the ring with the gear that he wears. Oh.
Now, Ethan Page will and is going to be decided in a Devil's Playground match between him and Trick Williams for the NXT at Halloween.
Sounds fun.
Essentially a hardcore match.
Yeah, basically. Trick then goes to the crowd, picks up the championship. Ethan Page comes with a gimmick and whack, ole.
Ole.
Yeah. So there we go, and they went off the air. They're starting to get better at their timing.
Yeah.
Their timing is getting a little bit cleaner, a lot better, a little more well executed to close the show because now they're not getting, extra time.
Yeah.
So that's just showing that NXT is willing to do what they have to do live to stick to their times and have
The
it
devil.
kind of quick out. So
You're not gonna find it. It sounds like a new match.
what's that?
The Devil's Playground match.
Oh, I think they've had it a couple of years ago. They had a Devil's Playground match. I think it's basically, no DQ, no countouts.
Yeah, like a hardcore match kind of.
Lazy booking.
Yeah.
Let's see. Devil's Playground, no disqualification or countouts. Weapons are allowed. Other wrestlers can interfere, and the match ends with a pinfall, submission, or knockout.
Extreme Rules.
Essentially, yes.
I'm gonna cover SmackDown because I ain't been talking. I've been just watching.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
By all means.
Hey, what about running that trailer, that commercial?
All right.
Oh yeah. Well, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Little East Creation, for
Keep talking. I'm just gonna run the commercial.
Oh well, shoot.
No, you're good. Keep talking.
Y'all can still hear me even with the commercial going.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guys, we want to thank Little East Creations. She has been, Ashley has been grinding and making the cups for the PLEs. The contest, the cup that we have for Crown Jewel is also made by Little East Creations. And we look forward to November 2nd for the Crown Jewel PLE pre-show. For those who are coming into the chat, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and tune in November 2nd at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time for the PLE pre-show for Crown Jewel. Anybody who chats with us in the sidebar during the live stream for the pre-show will get their name put on the prize draw for our
name gets picked first thing when we start the post show.
Yeah, once we start
now, we start the post show, but there's a little bitty nit we don't tell you guys.
Yep.
The post show. If you are the first person to comment in the post show, and your name has not been entered in from the pre-show, the first person to comment, your name will get added.
Yep. That's all Heather won. She yanked
that. Talk to us, man.
She yanked that from him last week or last
So
review.
Eli, right. So with Little East Creation, her cups, dude, I have tons of them from her. I just had her make something for my wife's dad, whose his wife passed away years ago, and it's their wedding anniversary coming up. And this is a man who is 60 plus years old, built on hardcore, like man, don't cry for nothing. And the moment he saw that, he just started tearing up because it was a combination of his wedding invitation. It was the news article from whenever him and his wife was announcing they was getting married to the last picture they had together. And it is something that broke this man. And this man, I've never seen him cry.
So Little East Creations, creator of the Great Cups. These, I think, what these runs for, like, what, 15, the smaller ones?
You run 20. She does them for 20.
That's all you got?
Yeah, I got like 4. I got 3 up there, and I got 3 in the kitchen.
What about the bigger ones, like the ones we're doing for the giveaways?
The bigger one. The only reason that these are being ran is because I ordered the wrong size. So the next case we're gonna order, me and Jimmy, is gonna be the right size. But look, it's right here. I'm putting it on the camera right now. That's the giveaway.
Like what, $25 value? You're gonna get a chance to win one for free here. So joining us once again, November 2nd, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, PLE pre-show. Talk with us, like, share, subscribe, do all that business.
Gonna be sick. Yours says Hawkins with a Z, and yours says Cajun Daddy Trucker, and it's a badass font, and it's right in the middle between the logo and Crown Jewel logo. It's right there in the middle. I'm making it.
Dude, that Cajun, my logo, by the way, that cup that Ashley made for me, I love it. So with me being a truck driver, I always saw at the Loves in Lobel. They don't know my name.
Oh,
but they know me from filling up my cup there every single night to go ahead and get my drink refill. So anytime they come in, anytime I go in, they're like, "Oh, look, it's Cajun Daddy."
Hey, there you go. You're getting your name out there, bro.
All right, moving on.
Thank you, Ash.
Moving on to the best show ever. I would never thought I'd say Friday Night SmackDown. Okay, so before we start this, I want y'all to strap in. I read something on the internet, and I think it's so precise it could happen. Cody's literally strapping in right now. All right, so this is gonna go through what we're gonna talk about later. Okay, so
All right, let's go.
Roman and Jimmy come out the car. Okay.
No.
Well, first of all, you got Jay confronts Solo, which threw everybody off. Okay, so there's a reason Jay says what Jay says. There's a reason we didn't go after them. There's a reason we didn't want to mess with them. And he just throws everybody off by getting the biggest pop ever when he said, if he keeps staring at me, I'm going to knock his ass out. I'm talking about Jacob Fatu. I think Jacob versus Jay, it would be amazing.
What?
So, with that being said, this is what I think. Okay, so Braun Breaker is going to be challenging for the belt again.
Yeah.
I think it's actually tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where I didn't think about it, but I thought I read it. So
he also just beat him at a house show.
So Braun versus Jay. Jay's gonna drop. Jay's gonna drop. It's gonna be because of the bloodline. Bloodline's gonna be there tomorrow night. So bloodline's there, interferes. Because of the bloodline, Jay loses the belt. Okay. You don't see Jimmy and you don't see Roman at all. Friday night on SmackDown, it's going to be, I think it's either next week or the week after that. They're going to be going for the tag titles. They might be on Crown Jewel. Jimmy is going to cost the bloodline for the tag titles and Roman. And then when you come to Survivor, that's how they're going to set up for Survivor Series. When you're going to come up the week before Survivor Series, guess who makes his return? The Wise Man. All this time, he's the one that's been convincing Jay to side with Roman on this. He's playing the puppets, which sets up for the Survivor Series. That's the only, and after I read that, I was like, there's no way, but it actually makes sense because right now Jay hates the shit out of Roman. He wants to side with Jimmy. If you look at their confrontations, he smiles every time he sees Jimmy sometimes. But it's especially on SmackDown when he was leaving, he saw Jimmy and he smiled. But when he saw Roman, his smile went away. He hates Roman. And Roman even gave me congratulations. We're so proud of you. But something has to happen.
So I love what you're saying, but I like to throw my little 2 cents in here if you don't mind. I think that what's going to bring Jimmy, Jay, and Roman back together is going to be the complete demise where they're just going to be in the same building, where it's going to be something with Jay did something with the New Bloodline, and Jimmy and Roman did something with New Bloodline. And then you're going to cut to the back where you're going to see a beaten, bloodied, battered, getting carted off Sami Zayn from the New Bloodline.
Potentially, yes.
And that's what's going to bring, look, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah. I don't like you, Roman. I don't like you, Jimmy. I don't fucking trust you. However, because of what they did to my dog Sammy over here, I'm going to go ahead and work with you. And then they'll be like, well, because Sammy was originally part of our bloodline, he's family. So family takes care of family, and this is now family business.
Okay, so War Games is what? War Games is 5-on-5, right?
Yeah, 5-on-5.
So who's the 5?
Well, it might be 6. I don't know.
I think it's 5.
I think usually it's a 5-on-5, right? War Games is originally 5.
Let's see. I'm looking up right now.
OG has Jay, Jimmy, Roman. So far, that's 3. You know they're gonna throw Sam in there. That's 4. We need one more person.
Hang on, guys.
Oh, you just went up.
Yeah, just for a second.
Okay, so why y'all look that up?
Okay,
why y'all look that up? I don't know his name. Nick Aldis, I think that's his name. The SmackDown general manager set up a tag team #1 contenders tournament. It's DIY defeated the Street Profits and Pretty Deadly to progress in the WWE tag team #1 contender tournament.
It's 3 to 5 members, by the way.
Okay. It's weird because Montez Ford and Tommaso Ciampa got the same pin, but the referee announced DIY as the winner.
Yeah.
So they
I think-
said that DIY got the tag, and they did the replay, and I did not see it in the replay.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, neither.
So hang on. Back to what you're saying. Hang on 1 second. Whoa, hold up.
Oh, I just brain.
Sorry, my mind's my. So you got Roman, you got Jimmy, you got Jay, and you got Sammy.
Yeah.
So if it's a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, right?
But you still have.
Yep.
You still have about 6 weeks left until Survivor Series, so we could
Right.
see some return, like some debuts.
Well, wait, hold on. Is the Survivor Series at the end of November?
But never mind. Yeah. No. Yeah, it is at the end of November, so we got longer than that.
Well, if they do a
6 weeks.
4-on-4, you got Sammy, you got Sammy, Roman, and the Usos, and then you could play it where The Rock comes out, and he's the one that said he's been putting all this in Solo's head, and he's the fourth member.
No, he has to, because he was.
I sense Hikuleo showing up before Survivor Series.
Yeah, because
Hikuleo
when Rock came
pop
out.
off
When Rock
the new
came out to
bloodline.
celebrate, was it Bad Blood? When Rock came out at the end of Bad Blood, you could hear it in Solo. He said it's all part of the plan. Don't worry
Right.
about it. It's all part of the plan. So he I don't know if they meant to do that, but I mean they did. They're kind of getting better with Jimmy, Roman, Jay, Sammy, and the new Fatu coming in versus the Rock, Solo, Tama Tonga, and Jacob. I agree. The new
Now,
Fatu
yeah,
is Zilla.
I mean, either Zilla Fatu or Hikuleo, because Hikuleo has already signed
Yeah,
a
Zilla's
developmental
not signed
contract.
yet.
They've been signed a developmental contract for Hikuleo coming from New Japan.
Wait,
We brought that up in episode 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken,
so
of Hikuleo.
yeah. Well, moving on, last legend that defeated Piper Niven.
Yep,
He's been putting
this was
Piper
a good.
Niven in a lot of matches lately.
Bro, Piper's been taking some L's lately.
I
What you
know.
mean? This girl's been taking some L's. But to
I
think
didn't-
about it, though, Last Legend is a good worker. Just she has not had.
Nah. They're not recruiting Cody. Cody's done with the bloodline. As soon as Crown Jewel's over with, Cody and Kevin's gonna have a feud.
Damn, dude, Hikuleo. I just looked up Hikuleo. Dude, Hikuleo is 6'8".
Yeah.
Yeah, he a big son of a bitch.
Cody, why is your camera on?
Hang on, my phone's charging, and my little deck
So-
charging
Oh.
phone on
Here's
my
the thing:
finger.
whenever it comes to Cody,
Right.
I think that I potentially see at Survivor Series a triple threat: Randy, Cody, and KO.
I see that too.
But here now, I
Oh,
don't
shit.
foresee KO winning because as of right now, from what I've read on the dirt sheets and what I've been looking up online, KO's contract expires in December, and he
Yeah,
hasn't
it's-
signed yet.
That's why, dude, that was the whole reason of him sitting in his car defending his actions on Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton on SmackDown. And he said that he would give SmackDown till this week, actually, to review why he did what he did. And
Right.
there's the internet's going nuts right now because even if it's part of a storyline and a superstar says something about signing, like the next day, the picture was on the internet. Owens is all elite. You never.
But
you
dude,
never know.
the way that they're telling the KO storyline is
It's all these-
so perfect
Serious.
because it brings in today's society. The social media is everything society.
Right.
They didn't rely on any freaking WWE cameras. They relied on the fans for the KO turn.
'Cause-
And sure enough, the fans were there.
Well,
they
or
filmed it,
could
and
have
it was
been
all over
or
social
it
media.
could have been a plant. Somebody could have planted that.
Right.
Like it's perfect.
But it brings a somewhat of a level of reality to the storyline. That's what WWE
That's
has.
what we.
Yeah.
That's what we haven't. They haven't had in a while, and we need. We need that sense of feeling like we know. Everybody knows, and I do apologize to any wrestling fans that watch our podcast. I apologize for breaking your heart. We all know wrestling is scripted,
Well, yeah, it's Gabe.
Yeah. But it's
and this is
entertaining.
the first time where they're bringing the script and they're basically taking it, crumbling it, throwing it in the trash, and they're like, "Let's go ahead and work some other kind of magic."
Square one. But they went back to square one on with plenty of knowledge,
Yeah.
which is what's been helping them create better TV create better storylines, create better matches with better wrestlers and better performances.
They're
Which has
selling
been,
out arenas. They have more arenas they're
Thank you.
filling. They're getting more. They're getting more money for networks. They're getting more freaking TV times and viewerships because people are coming
Exactly.
back to the product because of how they're doing it.
Yep.
Exactly.
There's so many
It's the
people on the
quality,
internet right now.
not
Listen,
the quantity.
I watched Impulsive, Logan Paul's podcast the other day, and he had Jelly Roll on as a guest, and they were talking about like SummerSlam when Jelly hit that immaculate choke slam on Austin Theory.
So
And
gorgeous.
he said that
That was a good post.
he said it himself that
Theory did it.
right during like right after the John Cena era, like around the PG era, when it got dumb, everybody was like he didn't watch it no more. But he said we're in the world right now where wrestling is cool again. Wrestling is is relevant.
I hate to say it like this, but I feel like after John Cena started leaving to go towards Hollywood, and I felt like WWE went more to a end of WCW era before they decided to sell. And it was only till AEW came into picture where they're like, oh shit, maybe we should go ahead and try and be better.
Well, they stopped. They only had the PG era because of Linda, because Linda was politics. So it would be a bad image on her that her husband's company is attitude error-ish.
All this. What she would
But
consider-
everything else that he did is very PG also. Just
I know,
saying.
Yeah.
Just throwing
Well,
it out there.
we finally got to see the debut of the Motor City Machine Guns. We've been waiting. We've been talking about this for the past 8 episodes.
Yeah,
They defeated A-Town Down Under and Los Garza to progress.
Yeah.
So next week is going to be the Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. That is going to be an awesome ass match. I'm gonna actually.
What
watch
I
that.
love is what Motor City Machine Guns. Whenever they went to the back, they looked at the camera and they're like, "That's how you make an impact." I was like, "Okay,
I'm
okay." I see
just
what you did
gonna
there.
guess they coming from TNA.
Yep, they were.
I
They were
didn't
big
watch
on
that
TNA.
but- Next up,
If you look them up, they're big on TNA.
I mean,
Next-
Motor City's been like 20-year veterans, man. You got to give it their credit. Multiple time TNA World Tag Team Champion. Each one of them.
I saw this meme,
But here's the
and
thing:
I could not stop.
Here's the thing: will they let the Motor City Machine Gun go after the titles, or
Yes.
you're gonna let DIY do
Yeah.
it?
No, I think
Need to give it to
DIY,
Motor City.
give it to Motor City. Give
Because
it
like I just said, whoever goes after it, is,
like what they did for Adam Page.
whoever's going after it is winning it. Because the bloodline will get screwed out of the titles.
So here, I was just thinking about this, and there was a meme that I forgot to send to you guys, and I could not stop laughing. It was WWE. It was a before and after picture, and it was like these big, bulky people and these skinny little person. It was like before the manager was skinny and the rest were big and bulky and muscular. Now, and it has a picture of Adam, not Adam, of the GM for SmackDown,
Nick
big and
Aldis.
bulky, and the Motor City Machine Guns. Now, like,
Hey, Nick Aldis, dude. That dude
Yeah.
can still go if he wanted to.
oh yeah,
That dude
if he got in that ring,
can
Did
do
we-
that ass.
Then we had the what we talked about
Watch
earlier.
what the hell happened.
We had the intense exchange of Roman Reigns and Jay. Roman telling him he's proud of him, he's doing the family good, blah blah blah. And he don't want to hear it. He's walking away.
Yeah.
Then we had Nia Jax and Candice LeRae defeating Bayley and Naomi.
This was an all right tag match, quite honestly. Like it was a run-of-the-mill women's tag match, but at the same time, there's the interweaving stories, the interlocking stories between Bayley and Naomi,
Yeah.
Bayley and Nia. With that and having
We didn't even mention on Raw that they made that Tiffany Stratton almost cash in, almost possible.
right.
If it wasn't for Dirty Dom, that would have been a perfect cash in. Nia literally handed her the belt that night.
Now, Candice
well, that's
LeRae
because
gets the
they're
win.
building the Nia and
Oh
Tiffy.
yeah. They're waiting on that pop. When Tiffany comes out with that belt and that briefcase, it's over. Which is about
Oh yeah.
Now, do we feel like that women's title is going to become extra pink?
No. Well, maybe. You never know. They put blue on Jay's Intercontinental belt.
I like Jay's IC belt
Oh,
though.
me
That
too.
thing is fire.
I already can tell that if Tiffy wins that title and it becomes a freaking pink title with my 4 girls, I already know I'm gonna have to buy one.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So this match right here, Candice LeRae does get the win here via a signature moonsault.
Yep.
This fairly establishes the storyline between everybody. I mean, Candice LeRae is kind of like just like, put herself in the situation. Here, I'm going to be right here.
Yeah.
Try to get in between all the situation because you already got the heat with, well, not say heat, but the heat with Nia and Bailey, plus the angle that they got between Naomi and Bailey, and then Naomi and Nia. And like, I just kind of feel like Candice LeRae was kind of like the oddball out in the situation.
Yeah.
Like she was on
I
the
kind of
outside.
feel like they're building a Naomi versus Nia Jax
I
match as the
was
next
just
match.
about to say that. I think so too.
Oh yeah, because I mean Bailey has lost to
Twice.
Nia how many times already?
Twice.
Yeah,
Since
exactly.
losing the
And
title.
not to mention national television matches too with tag matches.
Yeah.
She's lost a couple.
Naomi did really good in TNA as the women's champion.
I mean, Jordan Grace has been doing an outstanding job as TNA Knockouts champion.
Yeah.
Speaking of TNA Knockouts champion, like her and Masha Slamovich do that Road for Bound for Glory. That's going to be a great match. Great match.
Well, to close out SmackDown, Roman Reigns says backstage that there's only one way to settle this, and he's going to go acknowledge Solo. And when he does that, he said, I need you to do more. Acknowledge me as your chief.
Like
Or
it's
else.
not good.
And you, of course, you know Roman, or else what? And here comes the goons. Did they hold Jay in the back at like part of the storyline and part of the intent? I think
Collateral.
so. Because
Collateral.
everybody was screaming Jay's name. Everybody wanted Jay out there. If Jay would have went out there, it went chaotic on that place.
Right.
But
So,
another
We have
SmackDown
2
ends with
weeks 2 weeks in a row, 2
that
SmackDowns
Roman gets
ending
his ass kicked.
with the beatdown.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Well, Roman and Jimmy
yeah.
both getting stomped.
So
Well, actually,
what
then that's
does that
3
mean?
weeks. Because we had Roman the first week, then we had Jimmy the second week, and we got Roman this week again. So they're getting their ass kicked. They're what they used to do is now Karma's actually kicking them in the ass right now.
That's true.
So,
They're coming for their nuts.
but he's
So,
not
I gotta
gonna
know,
acknowledge.
Before we do any of the closing out segments, I have to ask you guys and get your opinion. What are your guys' thought process on, now that we've had a couple of the shows, what are your guys' thought process on the 2-hour Raw? Do you guys think they should continue that onto Netflix, or should they go back to 3 hours?
I
They
think
go back
it's
to 3 hours just to go to Netflix.
yeah, I think it's gonna go back to 3 hours only because they don't have limits on Netflix. Not
Right.
like cable TV.
They don't have a time cap.
So they're gonna go absolutely insane.
Right.
Like
Like
I'm
they
gonna
don't
watch.
necessarily have
I
a
don't-
national TV time cap no more.
I don't know how this whole live thing's gonna go on Netflix because like I never watched a live event on Netflix. They say that like on November 15th I'm gonna be watching the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, and he literally said you just pull up Netflix and it's right there. It's gonna say watch live.
Right.
But
Boom.
2-hour Raw, Eric said it's incredible. It is for now because the storylines are so amazing. But I think when it
And
goes to
they're
Netflix,
focusing
it's
a lot
gonna go
more,
to
too.
3.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go
Well,
to
the
3.
2-hour, it packs everything in one punch for us.
But yeah, but
It's
also,
the matches with the promos. It's
They're
not
condensing in
lagging.
a safe way.
but
Yeah.
also, SmackDown is moving to 3 hours.
Now, is that just hearsay or has that been confirmed?
That has been confirmed all over the internet.
Has
I'm
it?
reading it.
I didn't see nothing about that.
I'm reading it all over that Raw is gonna go to 2 hours, SmackDown's going to 3, and once Raw gets on Netflix, it's gonna be 3. I mean,
Yeah, I'm looking up right now.
you pretty much have to admit that SmackDown has gotten bigger than Raw and NXT put together.
Yeah, SmackDown's been the brand for at least a couple of years now, especially with Roman being.
Ever since Roman got drafted to SmackDown, it's been the show to watch. I know
Right.
every
so-
Friday I'm looking forward to watch
So I'm
SmackDown.
looking at it right now. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry. I have my phone right here.
Way to go.
It is stated. I'm looking at it right here. SmackDown currently is not sitting at 3 hours. However, starting January 3rd, 2025, it
Yep.
will be 3 hours on USA Network.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's gonna be
See,
interesting. So we'll have what NXT's 2 hours.
So we're gonna have 8 hours of WWE programming to
Yep.
cover every week.
Yep. It's gonna give so many stars opportunities. It's gonna be, you know, we might see some flash, and we might see a lot. We might see more titties than we ever did in the Attitude Era because
Let's not go there.
Netflix has no censorship, and I'm gonna like that because I can't
I
stand
think-
when somebody's
I
talking.
think the most is some jiggle.
I can't like right now when I'm talking and Jimmy starts talking and you start talking, your mic cuts out. I just see your lips moving. Now I feel like I'm watching USA Network and they're saying "fuck you" or something in the crowd. I cannot wait
Damn it.
till it moves to Netflix
Well,
just to see.
Netflix has made a statement that I just looked up. They stated that Raw will be 3 hours as well.
Oh yeah, and you saw the cover, like the thing. It's like got John Cena, it's got The Rock, it's got Roman, it's got Pac Show. It's gonna be, and that's where John Cena officially starts
That's gonna be great,
his road to retirement.
right? Because I mean, it's gonna start at Raw. It's gonna be his.
Here's the thing:
first.
is I don't think they gave up on Pretty Deadly, Heather. I think that whenever it comes to Pretty Deadly,
I think they
I
did.
think that right now it's abiding the time. I think in January 2025, whenever you give the titles to the Motor City Machine Guns or whoever's going to go ahead and have it next,
Yeah,
I think Pretty Deadly will be able to come back into light
maybe.
in that 3-hour format. Whenever you decide to go ahead and expand out the programming, you're going to need Pretty Deadly. You're going to need a formation for the tag teams.
I just hope they don't do to them what they did to Breezango.
Mhm.
Oh God, I miss Breezango.
It was a good
Such a
storyline with the Fashion Files, bro. It was so
Yes.
good, so funny.
Pretty Deadly, whenever they
Well,
first came to the main roster, they were really good. They kind of got lost in the shuffle, and I think they're going to stay lost in the shuffle until January. And
Yeah.
as we all know, that as of right now, from what we know in the history of WWE, right now there's no cuts at this time. The cuts don't come till again after about WrestleMania time frame. So I
Right.
think that we should be good with Pretty Deadly right now on SmackDown. And I think
Don't.
come that 3-hour SmackDown, I think come WrestleMania, you're going to see cuts. And the cuts are only going to come from the people who aren't performing in that
I
3-hour
think
time
Pretty
frame.
Deadly's gonna be part of them cuts.
Yeah, because there's good potential that they might just go back to the UK and
But
go
then you never know.
to Pro.
Well, look at you, Miss Heather, getting a friend message from him on X. Sorry, it's not X, it's Twitter for me. It will always be Twitter for me. I'm sorry, I'm old.
Same.
Well,
I
the
grew
mouth,
up.
I need the mouth of the South to close us up.
All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and we welcome you
He
to
should've
the
called
next
it
Welcome.
week.
at the end.
Well, we welcome y'all. We welcome
Dude,
y'all.
we're
next,
done. We're not saying welcome, we're saying goodbye.
Oh. Hold on. Welcome to come back next Sunday between the hours of 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for episode 9 of the Shed Podcast. And with that being said, I'm just Bill Different, Cody Hawkins, Cajun Daddy Trucker, Jimmy Fusho, JT
Damn,
Gaming,
he's getting
Justin.
the points right. Oh,
Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share. Send it to your friends.
Well,
We're
it'll
here.
help if you click the little bell. It
Yeah, click that
notifies you when we
notification.
go live.
Yeah, definitely. So just remember, if you don't do that, it's 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. This has been the Shed Podcast, episode
Well,
8.
We
We look forward to seeing y'all
hold on.
soon.
Hold up, we got let me pull up my calendar. We have one more episode next Sunday for episode 9, and we have discussed it, and we are going to be
Mhm.
doing a live in Shed podcast.
In Shed.
It's going to start at 11 a.m. Maybe even earlier. We
Yep.
don't know yet, but the show,
Like, it was between 10:30 and 11. You never know.
Crown Jewel goes
So
live at
get
12.
your orange juice, get your pancakes, get your eggs going, and we'll be live.
Yeah, we might have Jimmy stop just get donuts for everybody.
Listen,
I'll
that's just
stop. I don't mind getting some donuts.
Ooh, get a baker's dozen.
And we just go get donuts and fucking chocolate
I
milk. or
can't
something.
guarantee they'll stay there because I mean, you never know if I get.
No,
I have to go ahead and drive my way out of the ticket.
Nah, screw that. For the pay-per-view, you're picking up donuts and chicken crackling and boudin. That's what you're picking up. That's breakfast right there.
That's just a
That's a
champion.
Louisiana breakfast
No,
right there.
actually, a Louisiana breakfast because I had it a bunch of times. Is French bread with
French bread.
boudin taken out of the casing on French bread with steamed syrup on top.
And a 2-liter bottle of Coke.
Oh, I don't drink Coke anymore. I've been drinking water.
Oh,
Mhm.
But
That's the Louisiana Breakfast of Champions. But
All
so until next week,
Yep.
this is the crew, and y'all have a great evening.
peace out.
Enjoy.